right things when I'm high or I've had just a little bit to drink. Psychotic images every time that I think, like reaching for a knife, you're gonna die, you little bitch. You saying sorry to me just because I switched. Only just a minute ago, you were calling me a prick. Ain't it kind of funny how you got me on the brink? If you ever try to leave a girl, I'll drive you in the sink.
I love you too much that I might just kill somebody.
If you ever try and leave me,
If you ever try and leave me, I love you too much that I might just kill somebody.
Hi folks, it's the Link here again with another interview with one of this year's Haigh Fest bands, and today we are with Faith in Fools at Urban Sound Recording Studios in Wigan. The band talked to us about their plans for the Haigh Fest, the future and more besides. Check out the interview.
I'm Kurt State and I'm the guitarist.
Stuart Joyce, rapper.
Natalie Jenkins, I do vocals.
Rob Singleton, bass player.
Matthew Smalley, I play the trumpet.
Will Parkinson, I play the drums.
Basic first question then, when you got the call to say congrats you on Haigh Fest, how was the feeling amongst the band?
Yeah, we were really elated and we were buzzing at the time. It was like really something special. So we just can't believe how fantastic it is to play such a great festival in Wigan. Yeah.
We weren't really expecting to play it, so we didn't have our hopes up or anything, but we were all surprised when we got the call saying that we were.
And
so.
with like most of the band from the Wigan area, bar myself, like, you know, it's a privilege, really.
And what was it about the festival that made you decide you wanted to apply and give it a shot?
Just the fact that we'd get the opportunity, if picked, to perform in front of, you know, a big crowd rather than pubs or bars.
Yeah, it's good at promoting unsigned bands in the Wigan area as well. There's not that many music venues left in Wigan, and it's a really good opportunity for bands to play.
Is there any other bands on the bill this year that you guys are looking forward to seeing?
Glassheads.
Glassheads
is definitely one of them.
Mary Hell, yeah.
Yeah. John Kettle, you know, like he did some our recordings for us, like, so you know, we're friendly with John Kettle.
Yeah, he's the guitarist in Mary Hell, isn't he? Yeah, so it would be good to be on the other end of that. Like we're watching him instead of him watching us.
I think a lot of bands have said he's done loads, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So
He's good for the scene into John, like.
he definitely deserves a spot, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Who just, you guys, Haigh Fest will be one of your first gigs as a unit. Do you feel under any extra pressure because of that?
Personally, no, because we're all from a musical background anyway, and we played gigs in other bands before, and you know we put that graft in through the years, and you know we're here now as a set of musicians that have come together beginning of the year, all experienced, and we're ready and focused for give it some on stage at Haigh Festival. Yeah,
we've got a couple of like gigs before it as like a warm up to it, and might as well jump in feet first.
We've got Nirvana next week, next Saturday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Next Friday.
Saturday Selby. We're at Selby on Saturday.
We're at Selby on Saturday. What? Sure, yeah.
We just take him to gigs, but he doesn't.
And what can people expect from you guys on July 3rd?
Just a lot of energy. We're going to try and get the crowd going best as we can. Apart from that,
Just something a bit different, I think.
Yeah.
There's not many bands doing what we're doing locally anyway, so hopefully it'll be a bit different.
A good range as well. It's not going to be the same all the way through, so it should be good.
Yeah, good line up of bands.
And if you guys had to sort of sum up your sound to people who might not know much about you, is that possible?
Is it possible?
Well, it's rap vocals with rock, ska, just anything, you name it, indie, rock, you know.
I suppose I come from a psychedelic background, and these guys are more, you know, the brass side. All these guys play brass instruments as well.
Cool.
You know, not just drums and bass. They all play brass, and there'll be. I think there might be a little guest appearance with another band at Haigh Festival.
Possibly.
Yes. we will not say who it's going to be.
We're just going to wander around stage.
But the drummer will be playing a...
Get me rubber lips on, mate.
Strap them on. Give it a kiss.
So, could you guys, as I say, that's how you sound for people who might not know much about you. Could you guys give us a bit of a background about how Faith in Phil's came together?
Yeah, we were basically myself, Stuart, and Will worked at a company in Manchester that dealt with asbestos, and that's where we work in the asbestos industry, and that's where we met, and it sort of formed from there. Will knew Smalley and Rob as friends and other bands, and then I asked my missus if she knew any female vocalists, and she knew Natalie, and that's how we got in touch with Natalie, literally at the beginning of the year, really. So it all went off quite quickly.
Yeah, the first time I met the guys was at John Kettle's recording studio when I was doing the vocals, so it was all...
She literally, first day she was in the recording studio.
Yeah, it was...
Putting the vocals. So that demo you had was the first time she'd ever sung with us.
Did you find you fit straight into the band naturally?
Yeah, I think
Surprisingly, it really
yeah,
did, didn't it? It just worked,
Yeah.
you know.
I didn't really know what to expect because I've not heard of it.
Neither did we. We, you know, we heard a little demo of you, but that was as far as
Recorded on the iPhone,
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah, well, we could see, like, you know, that you had potential, so that's why we
They put
got
me
her
through
in.
the next round.
And was there like a long-term plan in mind when you guys got together, or was it more just for the fun of playing
It
tunes?
started off fun, didn't it? And
Yeah.
then sort of as we realised we got something, potentially something good, we raised the bar on it, and you know we were getting a lot of feedback off other people.
Yeah, a lot of
saying that
positive feedback,
Positive
yeah.
feedback. So that's when we upped it a bit more.
And what do you think it is about your music that attracts that positive feedback? What do people like about it?
I think it's got a positive energy, and the lyrics in it are about everyday life and emotions that people have, and growing up through their lives. You know, so it's really targeting at people, really.
Because it crosses across a few genres as well. We've kind of can attract people who like different kinds of music. It's like people who like any kind of genre, like pop, rock. Like we said before, there's loads of different genres, and I think that people can hear something in us that they might like, and
With the
listen
rap
to more.
and the trumpet as well, you know,
Yeah.
giving those melodies.
Yeah.
Just gives it a different edge,
yeah.
you know.
And was that a conscious decision to sort of try and appeal to as many different groups as possible?
I'd say no. I'd say it was just a case of a couple of guys played brass.
That's what we can all do.
You know, yeah. Basically, I've been writing lyrics, rapping for years, but basically just like a studio, like rapper, just in my bedroom, doing my own thing. Whereas, you know, everyone brings something different, and it just seemed to work. It weren't a case of like, let's go out and let's target these people. It just worked, you know.
Because we all listen to different genres of music as well. It's just natural that we're all going to bring something different to the table. But hopefully people think that it worked together.
We'll switch gears just for a little minute to talk about the music scene in Wigan. How would you guys say the music scene has changed or maybe evolved over the last 5-6 years, maybe?
Well, like I mentioned before, I think that like with a couple of music venues closing down, like the Tavern recently, it's been not on my phone. It's not, you know, as good as it has been in the past. But then with like things like Haigh Fest coming along that, you know, give a big stage to unsigned bands, I think it's really good. And I think that it just needs a bit more stuff going on really, like throughout the year, pushing unsigned bands, because otherwise, like most people just go to the cities like Manchester and Liverpool, Leeds, all that kind of thing. But the Wigan music scene's brilliant. I think it always has been. We just need a few more venues, don't we, to push it?
Yeah,
But
places where bands can actually get out.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Have you got any favourite venues locally at the minute?
Well, it's not.
Nirvana is...
Yeah, Nirvana, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Because they'll let us play.
yeah, Nirvana are letting us play, so they're our favourite at the moment.
Tudor's alright. I mean, Tudor's a decent little,
Yeah, it's-
club, like.
yeah.
So you've played there, haven't you? Before?
It's got a nice like vibe in the Tudor. It's all familiar faces, and it's a nice intimate gig, isn't it? But and then Nirvana on the other side of it is like a bigger space, and you know, you get people from all different kinds of walks of life going in there. So yeah, I think they're the two main ones at the moment.
You touched on the tavern a couple of times. I mean, when I've been going around, I've interviewed a lot of bands and spoke to other people as well. And it's a shame that the tavern's shut. Do you guys feel that way as well? Is it?
It's always been there.
Yeah,
It's always been there as a music venue, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's always a shame, really.
To be fair, it's one of the first names that you think of when you think we'll go out and start gigging. The tavern was always one of the first ones that you would have gone to look for a gig.
And what do you think it was about that place that made it so like a crucial part of the local scene from the time?
I think it was just with the Wigan Music Collective having such a big part in it, really.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were always on, they had regular gigs, and obviously the upstairs had been done, they had their own stage, they had their own PA.
And it's just there in the middle of Wigan, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good location.
Right in the middle, everyone can get to it.
Yeah, and then Fuzzbox took over, and like obviously bands knew about it from like recording there or practicing there or whatever, and it's just something that everyone kind of has in their mind, I think, as a place to go and see unsigned bands.
Do you guys have any particular fond memories of the tavern?
Oh,
I remember we
drunk
walked in
memories in the
on
tavern.
Stag Do, didn't we? And it was just a band playing upstairs and it was dead, and that was really bad. That was a bad memory though. Yeah, it was completely. It was like empty. It was like really like whoa.
That's probably why it's
coming towards the
end.
end.
Yeah.
You could tell it was coming towards the end of its life.
Yeah.
It was just dead.
That weren't good.
Yeah, I know it is quite sad. A few years ago though, it used to absolutely be packed, and I used to watch like all my friends' bands play there and stuff. It would have been nice, it would have been nice for us to play there and me not be watching someone else's band there, but yeah, I think there's been a few good nights.
You could maybe still do it, but they'd just be eating a Thai curry at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know how well it'd go down anymore.
Again, something you touched on just then about sort of Manchester and Liverpool. Do you think Wigan either has a chance or is already sort of holding its own against the bigger cities that were sort of in between?
I won't say it's holding its own against the other bigger cities, but I think it's got the potential. Like you say, if we can get the places to provide gigs and unsigned bands onto the scene, I think that you've definitely got the potential for good.
I think, like, you know, from being from Manchester, I think you can see like there's a lot more venues and there's more promotion and it involved, whereas like Liverpool and other places, whereas Wigan, you know, I'm not from Wigan, but you know, there don't seem to be a lot. There's only like a few things.
Yeah. Well,
you know,
if you find out about something, you hear it off somebody else. You never see anything advertised. So always hearing about it. So if you don't hear from anybody, you don't know what's going on.
I think the worst thing is like Wigan, like you say to anyone like I'm from Wigan, and then they turn around and they say like Wigan Pier, and that's all they know.
Yeah.
I don't do that, man.
Do you think that maybe have some? Because I know not all of them, but if you go and check out quite a few bands like on say like My Face or Reverb Nation, it's the Wigan band, but they'll have from Manchester on the profile. Do you think that stigma is reason why people go and?
Possibly, yeah. I think most people just don't. Well, they either have some kind of warped impression of what Wigan's like, or they just have never heard of it. So I think if you say Manchester, then more people will know it, and we're kind of slap bang in the middle between like Liverpool and Manchester, and it's just, I think it's probably just easier to say that you're from a city, so that more people will know whereabouts in the country you're from, really.
No worries. And we'll start moving back to Haigh Fest gradually. I asked you about what other bands you'd like to see on the bill that are already playing. Is there any bands locally that didn't make it this year that you would have maybe liked to see?
Probably Captive Arts, like them. They're pretty good. Suzuki's as well.
This Devastated Fan, they was it last year they played?
I think it was the year before.
The year before,
actually,
yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, the new album's good.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I think that's about it locally.
Cool.
Tall Trees as well. They're a good band.
Anyone else? Any other local favourites?
No, he said Suzuki's.
That's right, yeah. Cool. And we talked again. Haigh Fest is like sort of the biggest thing for unsigned bands. What else would you like to see at Haigh Fest other than bands, if anything? Or is it just about getting those bands out there?
I think it's good to just have it about the music, really, because, like I said, there's not that much of an opportunity to see a lot of unsigned music in Wigan, and I think it opens people's eyes to, you know, go and seeing unsigned bands, because I think a lot of people don't think about it, and they'll buy a ticket to watch their favourite signed band in Manchester or whatever. But I think this way it kind of shows them that Wigan does have something to offer musically, and they could go down to like a pub or a club in Wigan and be able to hear some good music locally without having to travel into a city.
And have you guys had any sort of words that you'd like to say to people thinking about coming to Haigh Fest? What would you say to them?
Support all the bands, I'd say. I'd say, like, obviously it's a big deal for the bands that are playing it, and
£2 for a day, innit?
yeah, people that are moaning about paying £2 for a day, I'd say that was a bargain.
And the thing is, there's a wide genre of bands there, you know, so there'll be something to everyone's liking, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that you just give everyone a chance as well, even if you think, oh no, they're not my kind of thing. They might surprise you, like with the live performances. So.
And once the festival's been and gone, what is sort of next in the pipeline for the band?
Just basically just.
That's the new manager.
Yeah, we're all looking towards the manager. Just playing some more gigs. I mean, I think everything after Haigh Fest is going to look a bit crap, but yeah, just trying to play good venues and record more of our stuff. We're back in the studio in July.
Just try and get a bit of a fan base going, and try and get the name out there, and progress from there. You know, try and take it as far as we can take it.
Perfect place to start.
Definitely,
Yeah, it's such a good platform for us, and we'll hopefully record our first album within the next few months, a year. So yeah, that's probably what we're going to be focusing on: writing new music and playing as many gigs as we can, really.
And with the festival sort of really helping kick you guys off, is there anything in particular you're looking to get from Haigh Fest as an experience?
Well, fans would be nice. If anybody liked us, that would be wonderful. Yeah, like we said, if people liked our music, that'd be great. And just the experience of playing on such a big stage is going to be invaluable experience for us. So I think that's a really good thing that we can get from Haigh Fest.
Cool. And I've got one final question for you. If you could pass on any advice to a young band that were just starting out, what advice would you give to them?
I'd say just be original. Just don't even think about what anyone else is doing out there, and just write from the soul, and the rest will follow.
Thanks once again to Faith in Fools for taking the time out to talk to us. Don't forget you can catch those guys live at Haigh Fest on Sunday, July 3rd, 2011. The band take to the stage at 20 to 5. For more on Faith in Fools, just go straight to their Facebook page, which is facebook.com/officialfaithinfools, or you can also check them out on unsigned.com/faithinfools. For more on Haigh Fest, you can go to wlct.org/festivalfever, or for more on us, we are The Link. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/TheLinkMagazine. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you on July 3rd.